Hello and welcome to the first round, the first playoff around the Arc, presented by DJ Stio. The trophy's in the building, and you guys know what that means. Playoff time. Someone gets to take that bad boy home. Ben, Ryan, Ellis, I'm Joey. Let's get this feed up here in a second. You can comment on the video, and we'll take your questions as always. Tonight, 4 of the first round matchups going on. The other 4 will be tomorrow. We start at 9:15 tonight. Let's see if I can. Here we go. So you can comment in, as I said. Let's make sure we hear myself talk. So we'll start with the Monstars and Sports Look. 5-12 matchup. We just got through the March Madness tournament, which also concludes tonight in the 5-12, a popular upset pick. I forget, did anyone pick the upset in your bracket?
I did.
Okay, why?
I just like the way Sports Look has been playing. Monstars have been kind of losing their chemistry a bit. They started off hot in the season. They have 2 All-Stars to show for it, but I just like the way Sports Look's been playing. They've been playing good defense. They played you and Tyler behind the camera today, and they just dominated both of you guys, to be honest. And Tyrell Holmes is back to his old tricks after missing a couple games, and I just like momentum going into the playoffs as in going in cold. That was the main reasoning.
Before we continue, Tyler, move closer to the camera. You might have to. Can you put it on non-HD? Can you fix it while you're in there or no?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, because I can see it's not going so hot. Okay, just hold it closer to the. We'll see. So hopefully this is working out well. Anyway, so why is the Monstars not going to get upset?
Well, I just think that talent is too deep on that roster. You know, they have Corey Jacobs, who's one of the best defenders in the league. Reggie Stewart, one of the best two-way players in the league. So it's going to be really difficult for Sportslook to overcome that. They do have Tyrell Holmes, who will be, the focal point for them, probably offensively and defensively all night long. But the Monstars, I think, are just too deep. They have a bench that's filled with stars as well, or not necessarily filled with stars, but filled with guys that would probably start on some other teams. So I just think the Monstars are too talented.
Yeah, I agree with Ben, and I'm really looking forward to this good anticipated matchup between Reggie Stewart and Tyrell Holmes. They may not match up against each other specifically, but they're definitely going to be going back and forth on each end of the floor.
Who do you think quickly guards those two then? Who will the Monstars put on Tyrell?
I got to think
Corey.
I'll go with Corey Jacobs.
And then
they match up better with size. They might put Tyrell on him. I'd say Tyrell. They switch
That's probably
off.
the safe bet.
Yeah.
Comment questions in about tonight's playoff games for people watching. I love it. Appreciate you guys. So before we get to the other maybe matchup of the night, that 6-11 game, let's bang out a couple of these and take some questions. So White Magic no limit, 2-15. I don't think anyone's expecting an upset there. But if White Magic was to hang in this game and have a chance to win it, I mean, if you're in the game in the fourth quarter, a couple bounces, right? You're in it to win it at that point. What do they have to do to get to that point, to survive the first 3 quarters and keep it close against No Limit?
Well, aside from lots of praying, they're going to need to shoot the ball really well tonight. They have been a really inconsistent team from deep. If they want to have any chance of hanging around on the offensive end, we know that No Limit's going to put up a lot of points. We know that they're going to be aggressive on defense. It's going to be really difficult for White Magic to get the offense going that they need to. But, like I said, they've been known, when they have the few wins that they do have are because of their hot outside shooting. So if they're able to get that consistently tonight, maybe they can make it a contest, but I'm not very optimistic.
And I know we said no upset picks, but White Magic rebounds it well, defends the rim secretly well. That doesn't stop John Rowland from hitting literally 30-foot three-pointers, but the drive may be taken away. And I know Run TMC played them, and they're more physical than you expect. So I think once No Limit adjusts to that, it should be smooth sailing. I think we can all agree on that. Sure. Speaking of praying, light it up in the Serial Killers. As if all of those things didn't apply to the No Limit game, they also applied to the Serial Killers game. Outside shooting, even more was lighted up, I think. But is there anything besides that? Or do you just expect the Serial Killers to do what they do? Does Mike Davis even have to turn it on, right? We saw him last week do that.
Yeah.
What do you expect out of the Serial Killers and light it up?
Yeah, I wouldn't feel too optimistic if I was lighted up. Mike Davis doesn't lose. I can't expect he would lose to the 16 seed being the 1 seed. I just expect more of the same from Serial Killers, and if this game is out of reach after halftime, I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, Serial Killers played a pretty sloppy game last week against Goon Squad. They had to come back, but White Magic
also against a much better team.
Right, White Magic is no Goon Squad, so I don't think they're
Light
going
it up, you mean?
Light it up, right? Light it up.
Mhm.
Just like White Magic is going to have to do a lot of praying.
Yeah, and considering Light It Up's only had like 4 players show up the last 2 weeks, they're going to need depth against a team that runs like serial killers.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I from what I've heard, Greg and hopefully Champagne, who haven't been here in a little while, they're expecting to be able to make this Monday game. So we'll see. Rosario might even be here. I don't know about that, but I mean that would help for sure.
Would it though?
Steve is asking a question of why I look so weird. That's not really what I meant by asking a question. I meant ask a question about the playoffs. I can't really answer why I look so weird. I think I look better today than other nights. We got the lighting going on. Furman rookies, the last of our 4. Before hopefully we get some more questions here. But 6-11. So we talk about the 5-12 being a popular upset pick. 6-11 qualifies as well. Those teams separated by 1 game in the regular season, 5 wins to 4. Who'd you pick? You had the Firm there. So why the Firm?
They've been, to me, more of a consistent team. I mean, I know throughout the season the rookies got Eric Singleton and Jamal Jones, so they're a lot different of a team now than they were prior, to the start of the season. But I'm still gonna have to go with the Firm because of how much talent that I've seen from them compared to a rookies team that only has like 3 big stars in Jalen Smalls, Jamal Jones, and Eric Singleton.
I'll play devil's advocate here. I picked the rookies. Now, after talking to you today, I feel a little less confident, but I'm just going to stick with them. I like the big 3 that you just mentioned of Singleton, Jones, and Smalls, and I also like the fact that they've come in playing much better basketball than they did at the start of the season, that momentum factor again. Plus, the Firm are very week to week. They're either playing together and having fun and like scoring 80 points and being efficient on offense, or they're not hitting their mid-range and outside shots at all, and they're just fighting with each other. So either team could show up. It could be 80 points and they're all good and they could move on to the next round, or it could be a close game because they're not focused.
The rookies aren't the Avengers, but I flash back to the Firm in the Avengers game that I got to watch a lot of, and the Avengers held on, but they had a huge lead, and there was those stretches in the third quarter of that one where the Firm were doing exactly what you said, not scoring, almost playing against themselves more than their opponent, as the team they are playing is just pulling away on the scoreboard. They were able to come back, good sign, right? When they put it together, they have that there. But Ben, so who did you pick in the Firm or rookies?
Just had to check my bracket. I did pick the rookies. I picked the upset tonight.
So it's a toss-up for you too?
I think it is a toss-up. I think the big question is that, like these guys have said, the Firm are just an inconsistent team from week to week. You never really know what you're going to get from them. They've shown that they can rebound when they need to. They've shown that they can defend when they need to, but they have to play really strongly as a cohesive unit. If they try and play too much hero ball, or if Chris Martinez or any one of those guys just tries to do a lot of one-on-one, getting to the rim, trying to play by getting fouled, that's not going to win it tonight. The rookies have played a pretty tough schedule. They might not have the best record. Like we said, they have the 11 seed, I think. But they're a strong team regardless. And I think Eric Singleton's on that roster, right? I think he's going to be a strong...
For the rookies, yeah.
For the rookies. He's one of the most underrated players in the league, I think. So I look for it to be a close game.
The one thing I did want to touch on, you can still have time to ask us a question. We'll be here another minute or two. Not really just Steve today, commenting all over the place. But there's 2 matchups of teams that haven't played yet. One of them is No Limit White Magic, which we all kind of said we expect No Limit to win. The other is Temptation Stranger Danger tomorrow, so we can save our comments on that game tomorrow. But so a lot of these teams have already played, is my point. A lot of these first-round matchups already happened. What does that do when you're coming back the second time to play a team? Like Run TMC Goon went away the first time. I don't think many of us thought. Serial Killers lighted up. They blew them out, right? So that went as expected. What does that do entering the playoffs when you're playing a team you've already seen?
Well, go for it.
It's a familiarity factor. I mean, a lot of people in this league know each other, and that what people can do, but just to like actually feel it out in an actual game is just a whole nother level. So you know how to guard a shooter, when to go out on him, how to play a guy in the post. When you can make a run on someone on a fast break if they're lazy, getting back defensively. It's just little things that you pick up on that may help you in like a small situation here and there. I think that's a factor.
I think it's also got to do with how recently the matchup happened. For instance, if it was a matchup from week 2, a team could have evolved a lot since then. Teams have fallen off. Teams have come onto the scene. So I think it depends on recency. I think you guys played Goon Squad. What was it?
Week three.
Week 3. So
Goon's very different.
Yeah.
Not many different players from that time, but very different.
Yeah.
Anything about? I mean, so the Firm and rookies they played, right?
Mm.
And that means the Firm I think won.
Yeah.
So you don't have to know too much about that.
Close.
Game, but
It was a close game.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's a very different matchup when it's single elimination.
True.
So yeah, people are going to play with more heart, and we're going to see which team really has got the guts to pull out the W.
Competitiveness and intensity will definitely be an all-time high.
There's
tonight.
more on the line, and it's tough to beat a team twice when they kind of maybe know what you're doing.
right. A lot of like.
Sometimes you catch people by surprise. Sometimes you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And just to speak quickly on Monstar Sportsbook, that might have been week 1.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Either way, it was early in the season, and
It
it was
was
a
early.
6-point game. I know that.
Yeah.
So, the 5-12 maybe is a little closer than the seeds indicate. Not too many questions tonight. I'm disappointed in our.
Everyone's zoned in. Everyone's ready. To go.
Everyone's ready. Everyone's
No one
getting
wants
here.
to talk. Everyone wants to play.
First round begins 9:15 tonight here at InSports in Trumbull. We'll all be here. The trophy will be here. The bracket, like last year, will be here in person. So stay tuned for that on Facebook alongside the interviews. We'll have recaps and hopefully we'll tweet this week at halftime and after the games. Keep you updated on the Twitter. And
Don't
jokes.
look at me.
But thank you for tuning in. The post game will be up tomorrow morning. We'll be back tomorrow right at this time. Hopefully, get some more interaction. That's the most fun when we get Ronte here. So he plays today, so he's probably getting here. So that means tomorrow we'll have around the arc Ronte vintage ready to go. So we'll see you in about an hour here at InSports. First round. We'll see. Hopefully we get some upsets too. But we'll see you in about an hour.